Hi, this is Ms. Mackenzie, your K-12 district teacher librarian. This is a quick recording for Coach Johnson's class. You all came on down to the library and we did a series of Canva design school lessons to prep you for your sleep unit research project. So many of you may have already are nearing the completion of that project, but I just wanted to make sure everyone knew how to nab statistics and articles from the databases in case you're needing it. So let me just hop on down here. We use the databases because it's where the reliable, credible information lives. A lot of times students will say like, Ms. Mackenzie, I could just like go to Google. And I'm like, actually your job is harder when you go to Google. For example, if I were to go to Google and look for sleep statistics, whoops, blah, can't spell today. There we go. Sleep statistics. So in 0.46 seconds, I yielded 855 million results. Okay. So first and foremost, nothing you find on Google has been vetted. We don't know if they are reliable, credible sources. Secondly, no one can humanly sift through 855 million sources. And then third, you have to create the MLA citations when you find stuff on Google. It's not hard, but it's just an extra step. So you actually save yourself time and energy if you just start by using the databases. When we're in the databases, we always filter our search by type, full text, and subject. And I love to remind students how to use Control F. If you hit Control F, you get a search box and it allows you to search any kind of word or phrase on the screen and it'll highlight it for you. Okay, so I typed in database, there you go. If I go back over here, there's my search box. And if I just typed in the word sleep, it'll show you, it came up 62 times and then you can click down and see all the places it pops up. So that's really useful for skimming stuff in the databases. So let's head on over. I mean, we have access to Gale. You also have access to EBSCO. Gale's a bit more user-friendly. You'll want to, you can do a power search. A power search is going to search all of the things, but usually I take high school friends to just the high school hub. And then from here, we could type in our search term sleep. You could get really specific and say sleep statistics. Okay, so it's giving me a basic article at the top. And then if I scroll down, these are all the types. So remember, we always filter our search by type, full text, subject. So we're getting all of these types. You know what? Featured content is always good. Otherwise, I often steer high school students towards magazine articles. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Full text, it appears everything is being defaulted to full text. Usually there's a little checkbox right here that you want to click. And then the third way we filter is by subject. So I mean, we're still looking at 3,000, almost 3,000 things. Some of these articles, you know, off the bat are looking pretty good, just skimming the titles, but I could click the subject list and it's then taking your one topic sleep and breaking it down into all of these different subtopics. So if you know that you want to write about specific things or you're researching very specific things, it just helps you kind of drill down a little bit better so that you aren't looking at so much stuff that's not useful. You can also hit the topic finder right here. And that's going to just give you that same list, but now it's in kind of this visual presentation. And, you know, let's say you want to drill down a little bit further, you can go ahead and click like, how does diet impact sleep? Maybe I want to click that. And then now it's giving you the articles on the right that are connected to that thing. So like this one right here, miracle happens with a whole food plant diet. Maybe that's what I want to write about. Okay. So I just showed you how to practice filtering down. Now, what do we do when we actually find an article that we think is going to be useful? This is when I would start hitting Control F. How many times does this article talk about sleep? 3. What does this article have to say about the impact of diet? It had, it's mentioned at least 7 times. Okay. Does this specifically have statistics? That word itself isn't popping up, but I'm just trying to model for you how I use that Control F to skim an article. Before I even stop to read it, I'll skim an article with Control F, save it to my drive, and then usually I plan a session after my database dive to sit down and read and take notes. But let's say I'm like, yes, I want to save this article. So then I hop up here in the upper right-hand corner and I click sign in with Google to link Gale to my Google Drive. And by doing so, any article we want to save is going to automatically be zipped into our drive. I know I'm signed in when I see my first name. We're good to go. You can grab the citation right up here. I always train students in my library lessons to grab it from their Google Drive because that's us doing a double check to make sure it actually saved because we have pretty glitchy tech sometimes. To get this article into our drive, you got a couple options. You can hit the paper airplane send to Google Drive, okay. You could just go right there and hit that button. I think there's even another button down here. So once we've clicked the buttons, you then open up your drive. You will see you have a bright orange magically created folder called Gale and Context High School, or if you were doing a power search, you would look there. You're going to open that folder, and then your sleep article is going to be sitting in here somewhere. I've got a bunch of practice articles. So I'm just going to open one of them. And one thing that's really beautiful about pulling articles from Gale, they're now turned into a Google Doc so you can take notes, share, do whatever you want to do. And then at the bottom, the MLA citation is always posted there at the bottom of the article. All right. So that was a quick review of how to find articles in the Gale databases for Mr. Johnson's sleep research project. Best of luck researching. Bye.